Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. So this is the narration of that message. The narration reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? When I was in South Africa, that was when I became a white garment prophet. And me being a prophet, it is just like a business to me. Running a church is a business to me because this is what has given me the money which I used to start my business. Me and my friends, we have several businesses that we have here in our country in Zim. Currently, we are based here in Zim, but things are now getting a little bit hard. So my friend has suggested that we are supposed to relocate because here in Zim, we cannot make any money at all because most of the people, they already know me and my friend and they know that we are fake white garment prophets. And we are thinking of relocating either to Botswana or South Africa or Namibia. But I prefer South Africa because what I like when you are in South Africa, if you can convince them that they have a spiritual problem, then you will make like a lot of money. This friend of mine, there were a lot of people that used to donate their cars to him after he would have convinced them that they have a spiritual problem, and he was the one who would have created the spiritual problems for them. Then later on they will come back to him looking for a solution. So this is what we are planning, and we have never been to Namibia before. So we are thinking of Namibia, Botswana, or South Africa so that we can make money. So me and my friend, when we were in South Africa, he had a very big white garment church and he was making his money. He then confessed to me that he had been given some spiritual powers. We then returned back home to look for money. So what we'll do is that we will target like those villages where there will be a lot of poor people. We will go around. Then if we will find a homestead where there will be a lot of livestock, we will just walk around, and when the evening would have arrived, then we will return back to that homestead. We will take the soil from that homestead. Then we will go and collect some soil. You know that in our country, in the villages, we bury our loved ones close to our fields. So we will go to the place where they bury their loved ones, and we will take some soil there. Then we will mix that soil with some of the charms that we were given. Then we will be able to trap the spirit, and we will then tell the spirit that in order for us to release you, we need you to cooperate with us. So we will tell that spirit that we want it to transform itself into a snake, but we will be the one who will give this snake a signal. If you have seen videos of people that goes in the villages and catching the snakes and telling people that this is a tokoloshi in form of a snake, you'll find out that they mostly use water and millimil. So we were using the water as well as millimil. So this will be a signal to the spirit of the dead that we would have trapped that it is time for it to transform itself and it will become a snake. So this spirit will have tied its mouth so that it won't be able to communicate, to tell its relatives that we are just scammers. So following morning, we will return back to that homestead and we will speak with the family members and we will give them a false prophecy that they have a spiritual problem, and they will allow us to cleanse their family. And when we are doing the cleansing ceremony, we will even remove our clothes so as to show them that we do not have anything, but we will be communicating with that spirit that we will have trapped. So the signal that we will give to that spirit, the moment that we will take millimil and water and give it to the relatives, and as the relatives will be busy sprinkling the millimil and the water, then the spirit will transform itself and it will become like a snake. So this is what we used to do, and we made a lot of money because after the cleansing ceremony, sometimes we will demand 5, 6, 7 cows, and the villagers will give us the cows, then we will sell them off. So that is how me and my friends were making money. But the problem is that most of these families, after they would have given us their livestock, they will keep on having the same spiritual problem. So if we would have operated in one area, then it will mean that we will not be able to return back to that area anymore. That is why we are thinking of relocating to another country where people do not know that you can actually create a snake after you would have negotiated with the spirit of the dead. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother, and that is the narration of that message, hoping that you were able to understand that translation. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Then there is another message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. The message reads like this: Hello brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? I am helping my mother to bewitch her young sister's son who is here in South Africa. Why I am doing this, I don't even know, but I am scared of my mother because my mother, she is a witch. She is involved in a lot of witchcraft. So my mom, after my cousin brother had started speaking with me on Facebook, because he came here to South Africa, this was like a very long time ago. So the stories that we used to hear, people would say that my cousin's brother, when he was crossing the Limpopo River coming to South Africa, he had been eaten by crocodiles. But to my surprise, when me and my husband came here to South Africa, one day my husband, he was busy on Facebook. That was when he came across his brother-in-law, and he then sent a friend request to my cousin brother. Then they started speaking, and I think that all this time when my cousin brother was here stuck in South Africa, maybe it was God that was protecting him, because after he had spoken with me and my husband, we then returned back to Zim. When we returned back to Zim, I told my mom that I had came across my cousin brother, and my mother, I could see that she was very angry. It seemed as if she was happy when people used to say that my cousin brother, he had died, he had been eaten by crocodiles. Then when I was about to return back to South Africa, my mom then called me. She then gave me this voodoo doll, and she told me that I was supposed to return back to South Africa with this voodoo doll because she wanted me to use it against my cousin brother. And if you were to see my cousin brother today, you'll feel very sorry for my cousin brother. His life is going nowhere. He is always drunk. And what pains me the most about my cousin brother is that he's someone that has good luck. He can get a job today and you will paid and you will be paid very well, but all of that money that will be given to him at the end of the month, all of that money, it goes straight to my mother. This voodoo doll, it is the one that goes and takes the money from my cousin brother the moment that he will be having the money in his pocket, and it will send it back home to my mother. My mom has bought a lot of livestock using my cousin brother, and my mom, I know that she is a witch, and this thing that I am doing, I do not like it because my brother is suffering. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by our dear sister. Strange things do happen in this world.